Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna be doing some story time, and I'm gonna be talking more about a sort of a very sober and motivating story at the same time. This is about how my first business failed and some lessons I learned from it. Okay, for those who don't know, my first business was a fashion brand, and it was called Fiend. It was going very well in the beginning. We managed to get some traction, models, shoots, shows. Sales were doing well, and everything was going fine. The only problem was scaling the business and also the supply demand. We had more demand than supply, and we couldn't be able to satisfy that. So I think an average millionaire is a couple of failed businesses. And if you had your first business that went successful, then you're one of the lucky ones. You're one of the unicorns. But there's some very, very key lessons I learned from this. But before I go into more of the details of what I learned exactly in my business, I would like you to obviously subscribe if you haven't subscribed this yet. Like this video so it can be shared with other people or recommended by YouTube to other potential viewers. And you'll be helping us very greatly to grow our channel. And also, don't forget to check out my mentorship course. I'll put the link in the description below. Check it out where we teach how to start, build and scale your real estate business. And also, it's good for your tips about real estate investments and real estate updates that you can find there about our events that we're going to be having and everything else that we do with my team. Thank you very much if you do that, and thank you in advance. Otherwise, let's get back to the business. So I'm an all-in type of a guy. That's a simpler way to put it. So if I say I do something, I did it. How did I get to start my first business? So I started businesses before that failed. I worked in businesses that also failed. Some of them got successful. And I've always been a business-driven person from a young age. And what happened is I just got some inspiration. And also another thing that I got was a lot of action behind it. I took what was my savings and I started my business. It started very well. We started printing sweaters. We went to different other products that we had. Our product line increased, but when the demand grew, we couldn't obviously feed it on time because we were using local suppliers and the material was never, there on time, or they have different material next time. And we were going for unique materials that, will be able to stand out, but those unique materials were not repeated. And we didn't have at the time the money to buy it in bulk or in rolls, as we were starting out, We were just making it in smaller bunches and then be able to distribute it like that. And we also had an issue with our, let's say, our pattern makers and suppliers or manufacturers. The guys who did that, they made a mess of the clothes. At the same time, the guys who had the material, they just had different stuff and they had different priorities. They were selling what sells. And we would try to focus on things that are making us unique. So I think that was the basic slippery slope that we went through. It's like a lack of supply, bad manufacturing that went in there. And that's where everything started crumbling a bit because now we can't scale the business to where it should be. We can't advertise it. We can't deliver to our clients as we are. And the only boss you have as you're running a business is your customer. So the customer can fire everybody, including the boss or the CEO. So here are some lessons I learned. I'll also be elaborating how I learned the lessons as we go. So a lot of businesses that start out, let's just say we know that over 90% of startups fail in 1 to 3 years. And most of them fail because it's your first business and you have to learn all these lessons yourself. So the good thing we might be to do is get a mentor, tap into somebody who already knows these things, and then accelerate your growth, accelerate your program. But we're here to help you get all the money tips and all the tips how you can make or accelerate your progress or your journey as an entrepreneur or business owner. So I had no systems. What do I mean, no systems? I mean, I didn't have a business model. I didn't have a customer segment. I didn't know my customers. I didn't know my suppliers, my key partners. I didn't have a system of accounting. I didn't have a system of pricing. Everything was just a thumb suck, you know what I mean? And I didn't have a business system that allowed me also to scale my business. You know what I mean? To be able to serve more people, more clients in different areas. I remember we started to doing a lot of orders, and we were getting a lot of orders everywhere, even outside the country at some point. But I mean, our system was not sophisticated enough to do that. And that's another thing that makes a lot of businesses fail. So having business systems in place is something that can also increase your auto success. That's something that I learn and I also implement up to today. And then number two, no supply partners or key partners per se. From supply or manufacturers, we had only very few options. Let's just put it like that. You know what I mean? So it's good to keep your options open, but also have reliable people that you work with as your key partners to make your business functional. You know what I mean? For you to deliver that product that you're selling to your clients, then you need the right key partners to do that. And also, we had inconsistent design partners, you know what I mean? Our guys who were designing for us were shifting from time to time because of different things, you know what I mean? It might be because they turned into competition, because we were starting out, and then some of them were just doing a lousy job. And some of them took time more than the others. Some of them didn't have the right quality we were looking for, so we're always going around looking for the right quality. So that all took time and and effort and turnaround time for us to deliver a product to our clients. So that can really injure your business in a bad way. Another thing is knowledge management. You know what I mean? I think when I started my business, I was not very well informed about business entrepreneurship. I didn't have anybody who's well informed around me, and it was just pure sheer force or sheer drive, I should say, and let's just say inspiration, and this idea that I will achieve some financial freedom from that venture. You know what I mean? Because I always told myself that I wanted to graduate a millionaire. So I knew that I never wanted to go to work, and I thought this was the way out. And that's what really happened. It was just nothing that was backed by the right knowledge, or without knowledge at head, knowledge at heart, or knowledge at hand, where I can be able to call somebody who might know how to be able to help me. So knowledge management was an issue also. Some people also have like an information overload in a sense. You know what I mean? It's like you have so much information, especially because now it's information age, but you don't know how to implement it in the right way. And obviously it comes with time, you know what I mean? So another thing was surrounding myself with like-minded people. The people I surrounded myself with at the time were a lot of pessimists. They were not motivated, and most of the time it was very, very negative and pulling down. It's like down pulling you. And I mean, telling you like, you can't sell this jacket for 600 and I sell it for 700. And they'll be like, wow, you did it. You know what I mean? And I understand that it might also become from their own belief systems, you know what I mean, about themselves, self-confidence. It might never had anything to do with me as a person, but it might have a lot to do with them as who they were and how they believed, things to be like, at the time. And I think that not having like-minded people around you actually will cripple you as a business owner. Because as much as you can be that candlelight in darkness, or whatever you want to call it, somebody can easily switch it off. And that's your inspiration gone. So that's another thing, being around like-minded individuals really help you learn a lot, be able to consult about the right things to do, and have very optimistic people, but they're realistic, also about what is possible and what's not possible and the best way forward. So I think I mentioned the no business model earlier on. And another thing I did, which is a big mistake, but I also I mentioned that in my blog post, is that don't take advice from your family and friends. Your family and friends, most of the time, they give you advice based on their fears, about their failures in the past, about, their story about somebody who failed that they know, rumors, basically. And those rumors instill fear in them, and they don't want to take action. They want to do what's comfortable, what is known, what the society deems to be good, and they don't want to deviate too much to try out things and figure out, new things by themselves. So I would say that, or actually a lot of people put it this way. They say, is it common knowledge, or is it common knowledge? I think it's something like common knowledge is you must not take conventional wisdom. 100%, that's the word. Conventional wisdom is not the right thing to follow if you want to be an entrepreneur and you're an optimistic person and you want to try out something and you have all these ideas in your head and you want to follow your dreams. So don't follow conventional wisdom, follow your dreams is a simpler way. So your family, friends, and people, and they love you. They don't hate you. They're not wishing bad or stuff on you. It's just based on their beliefs, their belief systems, their fears that they might be projecting, and what they know so far. And they've probably never tried anything that got successful, and except for whatever felt like comfortable thing to do. So those are the things that I think a lot of small business owners struggle with when they're starting out. And I mean, if you focus more on what he already discussed in this video, it might be able to help you increase your odds of success as a business owner. So I want to know from you, what are the other things that might make a business owner fail in their first business, and obviously what they can do to avoid those things. I want you to comment below, and this is the question for you for today. I want to thank you very much for watching the channel, keeping up with our channel and our content, and subscribing, sharing this content with most people. And also don't forget to like, subscribe, and if you haven't subscribed yet, do it now. Thank you very much. Bye.